I've decided to talk about my life story. It's a very emotional topic for me, so I might tear up a few times. I think I'll start it when I was 15. It's 10 years ago, 25 now. Um, I was in a lot of pain because I was transsexual and I wasn't willing to accept who I was. I was afraid of what other people would think, and as a teenager, you tend to do that. And in the fall of my 15th year, I decided to quit school. Um, I just didn't go until I hit 16 and then quit. Simple, you know. Yeah. And what I did next was I crawled into my room and didn't really come out for quite some time, for a few years even. Until I hit 18, it was nothing but a blur of depression and suicide attempts. It was very traumatic. There's a few times when I came really close to dying, and it was scary and dramatic and all that. And then I hit 18. I got a little better, just enough, to poke my head outside. Other than that, I really like to write. That kind of gave me an excuse to rejoin the world a little bit. Yeah. Still, I just lived off my parents' dime for a few years. I got a job here and there, nothing major. But by this point, I'd been alone. Like, let's say, like at 20 years old, I had been alone, completely alone for 5 years. Hadn't had a friend. All my friends abandoned me when I quit school because they didn't want to be associated with someone that quit school. I couldn't find any more friends because I was depressed and all that kind of stuff. Um, Later, I still got depressed here and there, and I was always ashamed. Then around 2021, something, at first it was just a coping mechanism, but it tumbled into worse stuff. Um, I started looking at ways of becoming like a true woman, like the way I saw it as like, because all I saw when I saw documentaries on transsexuals was like 50 and 60-year old transsexual women, and they looked like guys. They couldn't pass at all. And that's what I feared I would look like, something like that. And I don't know, like, and at the time I wasn't willing to deal with that at all. I'd be just totally ridiculed. I just couldn't handle that. And I was afraid and ashamed. And so I started looking into things that are coming from the future, medical possibilities. And then I stumbled upon total body transplantation. I say this in another vlog of mine, medical future. I obsessed until just recently. I just stopped obsessing about that just recently. Because you gotta understand, I took that to a very dark place eventually because I became more and more desperate, because I became more and more isolated, and I became more and more lonely, and it got kind of scary after a while. And so, yeah, right now, 10 years completely alone, no friends, no nothing. I've missed all the teenage years, first half of my 20s, a lot of regrets with that. And because especially going from, like 15, you're still a bit of a kid growing into an adult. I learned about, working and all that kind of stuff, but I never really learned about these social niceties. I've never had a girlfriend or a boyfriend or anything like that. Anything. I don't know the dynamics of adult friendships. I don't understand how to get into the game. There are others that kind of isolate themselves for a few years or something like that because they're having some problems, but they eventually go back out there and meet people. Well, I've been isolated for so long and for the developing years of my life that I don't know where to go to. And I've been isolated for so long, 10 years. That is a long, long time. Um, yeah. That is a long time. Yeah. It's the point where, like, because I have tried so hard to get my life back together. I finally got over the depression, finally got over the shame. I'm going through transition. I'm pretty poor right now, so I can't really buy the clothes for a few more weeks before I can even come close to transitioning at all beyond some hormone, beyond the hormones. I barely have enough to get those every month. But right now, I'm just trying to meet people and all that. I do go to um, a trans community meeting once a month. They are there every like once a month. And the thing is, I listen to them, and I'm just too afraid, too self-conscious to speak up and like try to start a friendship with them. So with any of them really. So that's and I'm really like yeah, I'm lonely and I'm confused and I don't really know how to get out there. I'm really lonely and it's really starting to bug me because I'm fixing a lot of things in my life. I stopped drinking soft drinks, lost 50 pounds, quit smoking. I go out all the time now. I do solitary hobbies. I practice playing pool and darts in this cool abandoned place where no one is, and you can have a free pool table and you can practice and all that. So I get out of the house at least and I watch movies. Like I go to the movie theater all the time and I go for walks and I try to get out there, but and try to meet people. But at the same time, it just I don't have the guts to actually come up and say, hey, how's it going to anybody outside. So I just need like all I'd love to happen is just someone to, just go with me so I can go to a bar or something like that because there's nothing scarier than going to a bar alone. For me, anyways. I'm pretty lonely, and that's why I started going on YouTube to begin with. So, yeah. Like, anybody having any suggestions on this, like, I often ask for any suggestions or anything pretty much at the end of all of my videos, but this one in particular, please respond. I just need some input. I've been alone and ignored for so long that it's to the point where it's getting really hard. So